This is a document, a meta-analysis published last year by 3 authors. And this meta-analysis that is a quantitative view of all available evidence related to we call modern experimental evidence, because as you know well, scientific interest about mediumship, in particular meta-mediumship, as a long story, but only recently, around 2000, thanks to the pioneer investigation by Gary Schwartz and Julie Bechel at the Winbridge Institute, they started to devise very special methodological advances that allow to control better the source of information gained by the medium, and overall to control and have a sort of evidence about the accuracy of the information. This document, this paper, showed that for a total of 18 experiments carried out from 2001 to December 2009, there is an 18% of accuracy above chance. Above chance related to the identification of the correct consultation that technically are called reading. Reading is the document obtained by the medium, contains all information they retrieve about a specific deceased person. This is very important because it's sort of, to say, photo of the situation these days. Our study is nothing exceptional. It's another contribution to this line of investigation by using more or less the same experimental design. In particular, because you know, the main problems, the main curiosity are about the source of the information. Are the sitter, the persons, the close friends that are interested in obtaining information from the deceased friends or parents? Is the deceased person, really, it is very important, because if we are interested in the question about the survival after the normal death, it is very important to know if there is something beyond the main that can interact with us, or there are other possibilities. And the second question, general question, is estimated the degree of accuracy of all information obtained by the medium. In our study, we got the contribution 9 mediums, all fields, most of them professional mediums, and got the collaboration of 36 sitters. As I say, sitters is a technical term for the person that require a consultation, contributed for 38 requests. Okay, this is the core point, but it's important to understand well the methodological procedure in order to analyze and interpret the result. Otherwise, it's impossible to say what to say, have a clear idea of the result. Usually, each trial consists in the involvement of two sitter A and sitter B, that send the deceased names to a research assistant B. This bank one. The research assistant B sent, send only the names. This is very important. Only the name research assistant A that who is the person, the research assistant that interact directly with the medium. Okay? Consequently, the research assistant A tell simply the names of the decision by media. Usually, it's better to carry out one session a day. This is not an easy task for even for a professional medium. Consequently, the medium has at disposal only a name, Mario, Alexander. You can imagine that this is a sort of called an impossible task for a normal human person, because how many Alexander, Mark, Mario are decisions? Okay, a lot of. How is possible that a specific medium can interact with right Mario, right Alexander requested by sitter A or sitter B? This is a very tricky situation that I define a sort of impossible task. However, our men are able to obtain information of different qualities, of course, and all the information were recorded by research assistant A that send the two anonymous readings, one related to sitter A, the second one related to sitter B, in an anonymous form. Okay, the two readings, I'll show you now the structure, the format, contain all information related to sitter A and B, but were sent in an anonymous format, the research assistant B that obviously sent the two anonymous reading to the sitter B that are the only source of information about the decision. These are the only person that can judge if the information are correct or not. This is the all the procedure. Okay. At the end of the evaluation, they send the evaluation to the research assistant B for the calculation of the quantitative and qualitative information. Okay, the triple blind means that research assistant A and the medium are blind with respect to any source of information about the decision person. It's important point, crucial point, because as I try to explain, research assistant A, the medium cannot interact in any way with the sitter, cannot have any further information apart the name of the decision person. This is critical. Even important is the fact that the sitters must judge at least two readings without knowing to which reading refer to their decision person. This is very important because if a sitter receives only one reading, it can judge more positively all the information simply because there is the necessity to have a sort of confirmation that their decision, the beloved parents is still alive. And so they can distort their evaluation for using a mechanism called in psychology as confirmatory bias. So I repeat, it's very important that the sitters can have at least two anonymous lists of information, two readings, in order to be more objective as possible about the say evaluation. This is a critical point. I would stop here in order to clarify any doubt about the procedure, because otherwise it's impossible to judge the results and the potential interpretation of the results. Are there any doubts, questions related to the procedure? I don't see.
There is a question
in
the question box. It says the studies conducted by Beischel et al. Used a robust screening process used to verify the mediums were capable of receiving info about discarnate personalities. Apart from using professional mediums, was there any other screening criteria used?
In our case, no. There was a sort of self-selection, because we show before recruiting the medium, we show them the protocol, and when they saw that the only information they can have about the deceased person was only the name, without any ability to interact with the parents or friends, as is common in the normal, practice, activity of the mediums. Only the more courageous mediums to be involved in the. It's clear that as it is shown by our meta-analysis, that pre-selected mediums are more able, are more capable in this very complex, difficult task. This is true. Okay.
All right, thank you. That's the only one.
We were quite lucky in this. Other questions, clarifications?
No, that was the only question. Please continue.
Okay, let's go to the presentation of information. As you can see, there are two readings, reading 1, reading 2, without any clue about to what person, to what deceased person they refer to. There is the list of information. As you can imagine, there are different numbers of information. We use more than 10, 15, sometimes 20 information. And every information, we require the sitter to judge along with these criteria: perfectly correct, sufficiently correct, giving explanation, sufficiently wrong, giving explanation, or clearly wrong, or there is also the possibility to judge the information impossible to be assessed. Okay? At the end of the evaluation of each information, each piece of information, we ask the sitter to give a global score to reading along with the scale. This is the scale used by Beischel and others. That range from 0, the reading contains absolutely incorrect information, to the maximum, the reading is excellent, it contains compelling evidence of authentic communication and effectively has no wrong information. In case of identical score, for reading 2, we ask the sitter to force a decision. For example, if both reading obtain a score of 3, we ask the sitter to force to decide which one, according to their evaluation, may refer to their deceased person. From a qualitative analysis, quite new, we classified each information according if suggested a sort of a direct interaction with the deceased. Usually the information start is showing me he and the deceased person, Mario, Alexander, or other, tell me, etc., etc., all without apparent interaction. I see that, I feel that, etc., etc. Okay, this is quite new to analyze from a qualitative point of view the information. Here are the results from a quantitative point of view. 65% of the reading were correctly identified by the sitter. It is 15% above chance, almost in line with the general also we observed in the meta-analysis. For as long as it refers to the overall score, you can see the score assigned to the intended reading, and you see not only the dispersion, it's the average score difference. This is on the scale 0 to 6, there is a difference of 1.5. Okay, this is the overall score. It has the percentage of correct information minus the percentage of wrong information. You can see that there is a sort of almost 30% of correct information assigned to the intended reading, to the reading correctly identified. These are the quantitative results. From a qualitative point of view, we see that the different medium, our here as the say 9 mediums, the ratio between the information that suggests a sort of direct interaction with the deceased changes a lot. We start range is from 43% to 1%. Does this means that this is a sign of different skills, ability of the individual, or is a sort of say difference between the information available? Okay, here we now pass to the interpretation. Where did the mediums retrieve the information? Okay, you know that there are some theory they try to suggest that mediums are able to connect telepathically with the sitter, but you can imagine how strong these telepathic skills must be in order to retrieve correct information of the correct disease in this particular experimental design. Oh, it's possible, but as far as I know, there are no skills, telepathic skills level. Okay, of course, the other interpretation that mediums can interact with the discarnate, say, identities of the real persons, or okay, for example, when the mediums say, "I see, I observe," it's possible that they can. This is all this my speculation, but not only my speculation, that there is a sort of memory, universal memory of all our human experience, where it's possible to consult in order to retrieve all what we done in this human experience. Okay, here I want to conclude with some open question for the next steps, and for us, because we are still starting a new study. This one thing, the reading information according to the chance probabilities, is a clear movement because, for example, he was told versus he died when he was 49 years old. It's clear that the second information must be weighted more than the first one. If somebody still think that medium can obtain the information by using telepathic skill connected with the mind of the seater, I think that the only solution is to directly test the telepathic and not simply to infer post hoc. These are other methodological say considerations. If it's better to use a fixed sample of the chosen person because it is not granted that the chosen persons are all available, all the information are equally retrievable. This is an assumption, a strong assumption. Another methodological improvement is to use a fixed sample questions and not only let the medium to read all information they can want or letting them free to give all information they are able to obtain. And other possibilities maintain the triple blind, at least the triple protocol, if it is possible to facilitate the connection with the chosen person, giving also the name of the sitter or other mission. This is another important. Are we sure this person is still available? It's true that in our protocol we give the medium the possibility to say, I cannot contact this particular person. I skip the consultation. One chooses this option, but it's a question if the chosen person are always available. Okay, it is another possibility to have in order to compare mediums versus non-mediums if it is used for a control condition. Okay, these are the references, and here my email if you want more detailed information. Other clarification about these studies and our next studies. Thank you for your attention.